Report has it that this electoral enacted bill of 2026 has to be the fastest bill that has been passed in 48 hours, guys. So now the former president, Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, passed bills that was signed by the former President Buhari that lasted approximately 5 months after so many readings, so many back and forth, so many scriptings and all of that, with reasons being closing procedural gaps, identified, after elections problems, mandatory electronic transfer with IREV, which is the INEC results viewing portal, strengthening internal party democracy, amongst others. The amendment process took at least 5 months. Why are you smelling something fishy as much as I'm smelling something fishy? Because this new bill is not, it doesn't carry so much weight, but then it has been passed in just 48 hours, making it the fastest bill that has ever been passed in the history of Nigeria.
For me, I think I smell something fishy. That's the truth. Something really, really fishy is going on. Because if you read the bill before now, elections were voting was done manually. But now there seems to be a collaboration. They want it to be both manually and electronically. So after the manual voting, they upload it electronically. But I read that the House of Representatives, they were of the opinion that the voting should be done electronically. Before now, it should be done electronically. But Tinubu and some set of cabinet agree, cabals, the cabals. They agree that there should be a collaboration, that is emerging
primary
for the primaries, yes,
manual.
that's manual and electronically. So when you look at it, even for the members of the House of Representatives, there is a saying that there will be more manipulation. More manipulation is going to occur. There will be people are going to buying of votes. A lot of buying of votes is going to get involved, because you cannot tell me that. Why not make it electronically like straight up, so that we can know that
as you're
voting we are seeing it, we know that this is it. But no, that's why it's done so fast. So I beg to even understand, am I sure that Tinubu and his fellow cabals are not interested in fostering this voting or making this voting be in their favor? They're trying to put everything in check. They're trying to put everything in order, so that there will not be a loophole. Because they're trying
while making it look like it's what the mass wants.
Yes. They're trying to fill up a gap. There's a gap they're trying to fill to make it look like, okay, we are here for the people. We want transparency this time around. But with the look of it, there's a possibility, a 70% chance that there will be more manipulations. There'll be more manipulations, because they are the ones with the figures. Still, it's not straight.
Going to be
them trying to put it up there. So
it bleeds my heart when things like this comes up in 2026. You understand?
Yeah.
We are talking about the era of technological advancement. We are going into, everything is digital. AI is out there doing what we didn't think even 2 or 3 years ago that can happen. And somebody somewhere in a particular country that is said to be the giant of Africa is still not sure whether the election should be electronically transmitted or should be. You are telling me that you cannot transmit election electronically. What's
the problem?
What is the deterring factors? What is stopping you from doing that? I mean, so you are going to vote manually and then transmit it electronically. What happens?
What's the difference?
What happens when the transmission line is interrupted?
Okay.
What's going to happen? Because I heard one senator, OG Kalu, right?
Yes.
Kalu said, he boldly say that he does not have network in his village, and you were a sitting governor, and you are in the Senate now.
I like how Peter called them out.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you have to take the processes into consideration, because this was not even, the Senate wanted to go to manual fully.
And
It
there was
is-
a lot of
Yeah.
It is
problems.
because
There
of
was- there
the
was
tension
problem-
and
there
people
was
were complaining
problem
and
everywhere.
protests and all this
Election,
stuff that
yes.
even made them to now say that, okay, electronic transmission can be considered, right?
Yeah.
But why are you not doing it full electronic transmission? What are
And
you afraid
it's funny
of?
that when this electronical transmission was called upon, Tinubu hesitated. He hesitated to oblige to it. But immediately they were like manual and electron. Immediately
He signed
there
the
was
bill.
this swiftness in making sure that it is signed. And that actually tells us that there's an
That actually
underground.
tells us that democracy is not for the people,
not
by
for-
the people and of the people. That's the truth.
Because
That's what I think.
it's something else, really. It's something else, really. And I tell you, there are still people in the cabinet that are not in support of it still. Because you cannot tell me that you want to merge something like that. And still, when you read the electoral law of 2026, that is the summary of everything, you will still find out that the manual is still dominant. Because they are saying that if the electronic transmission does not work, the manual still stands.
Why would the electronic
Not work.
Understand? So when you are having options like this, you are telling me that you are not sure of what you want to do
of what you can do?
or what you can do when it comes to the electronic transmission, right? So you are just making provisions for you to switch at any time
For
to
the
what
one
will
that
be
is
convenient for you,
Yeah.
right? So this problem started when the INEC president was elected or appointed, let me say so.
Yeah.
That was not election. That was
No,
appointment.
but of
So
course.
what do you think of an election in a country where the INEC president is appointed by the sitting
The sitting
president?
president. What do you think?
So
what do
if
you
I'm
want
a
him to
president
do?
of an organization and I now appoint the person that is in charge of the election for the organization and you think I'm going to lose,
So are you of the opinion that the INEC body should be a body of its own?
you
Where
understand?
people contest for
You
it?
understand? You
That
cannot
is
be a
best.
sitting president and you are the one that is now appointing INEC chairman. It is not done anywhere. It shouldn't be done. That is not how it should be. It shouldn't be like that. In a country that is trying to develop and advance, you don't do such things. Those things impede the growth and development of a country.
Yeah, true.
So now let's talk about, could there also be a possibility that because some parts of the country have some people who are not literate, it could also be part of the problem why it's hard to pass the full electronic electoral act?
Rome was not built in
There
a
is-
day. It's a very, very popular saying. Rome was not built in a day. This election is not today.
Yes,
It is not today that we are starting to talk about
Election,
2027 election,
of course.
right? So let's say we have 4 years, right? Let's say we have 8 years. Let's say we have always been envisioning the election of Nigeria. It's not about 2027, right? Election is what happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
So the government knows that election is
4
going to
years.
happen. So
Yeah.
why not put everything in place to make sure that this electronic transmission is working? We have awareness. You give out,
Enlighten
maybe you give out the
people.
contract to some people, pay a particular maybe private company, and
Yeah.
they do the awareness. They go into these these NGOs. They go
Yes.
into these rural areas, educate
teach them
the
how to
people, and
use.
tell people. And you have to make the process to be something that is fast to learn. Right? It's not. Is it not just to thumb print?
Thumb print.
It's
But you
thumb
know,
printing.
show
the
APC, show PDP,
real
show
question,
this.
the real
Please don't
question
print it.
is, the people in charge of the voting now, the people in charge of the voting, are they illiterate? That's the real question. Are they illiterate? Because in recent times we have seen where they use core members. Core members are not illiterate. They are
Actually,
literate.
They're ad hoc staff.
So when you go to, for instance, when you go to the bank to do one or two things, as a newbie, that newbie, I want to get my BVN, I want to do this, I want to do that.
There's someone to
There's
assist
someone
you.
There are
to
some people in
assist
place,
you, to put
There's
you
some people
through.
that are employed that is
Yeah,
their job.
their job to do
to
that.
make it easy.
Yes, and in times past, when you go to a place and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Some of them have ushers. So I'm talking of the general view. Some of them have ushers. Some of them have people that are on standby. When you need attention, they give you attention. So asking, is it because they are illiterate? Because they are illiterate is
I'm just
not
saying because it could be an excuse.
To me, it's not an excuse because they have nothing to do with whatever is going on.
If we have been successfully carrying out elections in these rural areas with this so-called illiterate
manual, we can do it
electronically.
And core members, people are sent to the rural areas.
They will handle the technical part
Also,
of
these
the
core
process.
members should be enlightened that no amount of money should make you, swerve votes. Because notice the pattern that every president that comes doesn't want to sign the electronic automatically uploaded result. They always meander and try to, bypass. Yes.
Yeah, that's
they try
true.
To bypass
that's true.
And I don't know what explanation can be given to that.
No, we really need to upgrade our system. That is it. Upgrade our system. Because if you look at the civil sector, most of the things on there are manual. They're done manually.
They have never upgraded.
Go
to the offices, you will see papers and papers and papers.
When you go to the INEC office, the same thing. Manual. Most of the things done there are manual. Some ministers' offices, some of these, most of the things done there are manual. So I think before we even start talking about voting, having the electrical system in the voting sector, let's talk about it in our day-to-day activities. In all these government organizations, please let's introduce the electronic, part of the whole thing. Let's introduce it. If we can introduce it, I tell you, the voting part wouldn't be a problem. Yes.
Have any information was to say, Mr. Ike, to the public, because this is one bit of conundrum. The one person that tried to bring that thing a little bit was Dora Akunyili. I don't know who remembers her, but she was taken out. The former NAFDAC.
Yeah, okay. So I would like to say that Nigeria needs this awakening. Generally, we need the awakening because,
spiritually,
educationally, economically, and otherwise, we need awakening, right? We need to do some purge in the system and different sectors of the country because we cannot be. These are the basics. We shouldn't be arguing on the basics minimum. In 2026. Yes.
All right. Thank you for joining us today, Havila and Mr. Ike, the married man. And to you who's out there watching us, please put yourselves together because 2027 is going to be a different turn. And to the cabinets, to the cabals, to the APC, to the government, to the Senate presidents, and the Speaker House of Representatives, please, we need these 2027 elections to be electronically transmitted automatically. We don't want it to be manual and then what's that all that for? Once and for all, you vote, you see your vote, and you go. That's what JAMB is doing. That's what WAEC is doing now.
Yeah.
So why is it not coming into voting? Why do we want ourselves to be subjected to poverty, subjected to corruption and bribery every year? We travel out of the states. We see how the people outside the states do their own thing. You see how they vote. You see how they campaign, their manifesto, everything. Nobody is paying anybody to come and vote for me or trying to brainwash anybody into, or using hunger. These people are even living well. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
When your citizens are living well, they're clear, I know who to vote. Because the way Nigeria is now, who hungry go vote? You guys, thank you for joining us. It's not a laughing matter. We don't need to laugh. Join us next time. Thank you.